I'm back. Let's check out these new WARPFORGE cards, shall we? Developers were kind enough to give me a whole bunch of cards to preview here. Okay, so we're previewing cards for the new Tau expansion coming out in a week's time, March 21st. Without further ado, let's get to it. So, Sniper Drone here. 3 cost, 3 health, 1/4 attack flying unit. So lopsided but flying. Really good. And long range. And long range is... when doing a ranged attack, enemies don't retaliate. But you lose long range when you get attacked. So if they close the distance on you, you lose your long range. But if you can manage to be unharassed after you play it, then you get basically like free hits. Ridiculously strong if it triggers, but very easy to counterplay against too. Cribs, you were just waiting to see what long range did. Yeah, some of these cards spoiled, but nobody knew what long range did until now. I knew. So it gives you I was going to say one shot, but it's not one shot. They have to actually poke you to get rid of your long range, where you just get to keep hitting them. So very snowbally if you're behind, and they can just tap your guy. It doesn't help you a ton. It literally does nothing in that. But it's overall, like, if you can hide your guys, it's pretty good. And our second preview card, the Fire Warrior Breacher, is a Vanguard guy. So Vanguard is going to go really good with long range. If you have a Vanguard guy unharassed, then he can protect the long ranges you play. But still, it seems like it feels like it's gonna be kind of like Chaos buffing a big guy up, or the Bugs trying to do like a big turn where they're side-appsing buffs all over the place. Where if you're just trading back and forth 1 for 1, it'll be hard to get any value out of it. But if you can hide behind stuff and actually get ahead, you'll get way freaking ahead. And I think more importantly, we've got fortified positions here, which is absurd. Because now you just get to give all of your guys long range, not even for the turn. If you have like 5 guys out, you give them all long range, they get to do unretaliated strikes. And then your opponent has to poke them to get rid of their long range, or you just get to keep doing it. I think this is potentially like just absurdly win more. And win more cards are normally bad because you're already winning, but like this is just slam dunk. What's your opponent ever going to do about it? Pull you so freaking far ahead. Oh, it's worth noting too that this will protect you from the enemy warlord hitting you back. It's pretty game changing. And then there are, of course, just big, giant, long-range guys. 7 drop, 7 health. Very lopsided. I think this guy's potentially quite weak. Just so easy to counter, right? Like, you just poke him on the 3 attack side, he'll lose long range. And then he's just a giganto lopsided guy, which is still a giganto guy. If you're playing it on turn 7, it might be all right, but I don't think I'm going to be happily picking draft piles that have this guy in it. I will be happily picking draft piles that have this next guy in it, though. Missile Drone, 2 drop, 3 health, just what we're looking for. You don't want your 2 drop to die to the enemy hero, but you really want to be doing stuff on turn 2. He's lopsided attack, but he's flying, so that's great in most situations. And blast 2 on it. So if you hit like orcs, little 1/1 goblins, there's less damage coming back on this guy. You get free splash onto the enemy hero. This just looks like a really damn good 2-drop. Forward to playing with some Missile Drone. And then we've got just great burn spell. It's just 2 mana, 3 damage. Nothing else to say about that. You can go to the face, or you can kill creatures. It's just burn. Wait, come back. I buried it. I can't drag it anymore. Is that called Pulse Onslaught? Back Pulse Onslaught. I saved it. And now we've got emergency dispensation. Choose a troop in your deck, which you have to note as a card game player, that line is super misleading. When you choose a thing in WARPFORGE, it shows you 3 and you pick one. So it's going to show you 3 troops from your deck. This is not a tutor, it's a ponder. It's going to give you card selection. But you do draw it at lowers cost by 3. So for 3 mana, you pick one of 3 guys and it's 3 cheaper. So it's basically 0 mana, just a little bit of card selection. This seems really strong. It is legendary, so you only get 1 in your constructed deck, but I could see draft decks having a buttload of these and being pretty crazy. Especially if you get if you have like 2 legendary creatures and then you draft 2 of this, and this has a reasonably good chance at finding those creatures for you. Shrinking it so I don't lose them again. Then we've got the Riptide Battlesuit. It's got shields, which is great on a Giganto guy. Who's above you? Is it locked? Why can't I move it? There we go. 3/8. You couldn't see the number. So 8 mana, 9 health. Very lopsided. That's not great. It is long range and shield, but I mean, that's not a combo. They can just poke you, take your shield off, and you'll also lose your long range. But he's got shield generator, which is ephemeral, gives shield to a friendly battlesuit. So I think this might end up being the only battlesuit. It's just a way of saying, like, get this guy his shield back, which is pretty ridiculous. Like, this could end up being a really damn good 8-drop. The 3 melee attack is questionable, but it's so much health. It has shields. It gets its shield back every turn for 2 mana. The long range doesn't seem like it's going to trigger often, but it does seem like a pretty damn good guy as far as 8-drops go. I mean, when you drop an 8-drop and your opponent just kills it, that does suck. And I think that's our last one. Yep. So overall, I think long range is going to be really powerful, but there's a lot of counterplay to it too. You count as attacked if you have shield? Oh, maybe not. This guy would be insane if when they poke your shield off, you don't lose your long range. I guess we won't really know until we're actually playing with the cards. I assume you'll lose your long range. But like the long range card I'm most excited for is just this one. Because long range is a thing that triggers when you attack. And it gets broken when they attack. So it's really tough for the guys who just have long range by default to actually do their thing. You got to work around it. You got to have some Vanguard. You got to be otherwise ahead. But this one-shot spell, Fortified Positions, is just like, this seems nuts. This seems so good. And you keep the long range too. You don't spend it when you attack. But I'm looking forward to playing some long range on Thursday. Should be a lot of fun. And this 2-drop is exciting. The missile drone. That feels like a really good 2-drop to me. I was excited. This is the first time I've gotten to do preview cards for a card game. I was really excited they picked me to do one of the previews. So big thank you everybody over at WARPFORGE for picking me. I had fun showing off the cards. Hopefully you guys had fun learning about the new cards. In a week from now, we get to have fun actually playing the new cards, but exciting for me to be involved in a release. The legendary card you like a lot too? Oh, the card draw guy? Yeah. This seems like it's simultaneously like immediately disappointing when you realize it's not a tutor, but I think it's still really strong. Like a 0 mana ponder, still got to be good. BJ the Brave, you bet. Yeah, glad you guys like the preview. I haven't played a lot of WARPFORGE lately, but I think I'll be back for the new set. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, the Riptide I don't think will make constructed decks. The Riptide Battlesuit, but I think it will be a good finisher in draft. Yeah, missile drone's probably the best creature that I've gotten to preview. And then the 2 spells we got. I guess we got 3 spells as a burn spell. This guy long range to your whole team is just such an alpha strike. Like ridiculous swing. Really close to like one-sided Wrath of God. And then the little tutor guy, I'm excited to see if it is good. It seems like it'll be good.